but it's a time of extraordinary high stress. What is the World Health Organization now considers stress, anxiety, suicides a global epidemic? It's virtually everywhere. So that just shows the level of personal anxiety that we live amongst. So clearly that's part of it. How do I deal with that? Well, part of it is a level of, you could call it emotional maturity, but I think maybe consciousness would be a better word here, where you can allow emotions to come and go, because emotions are physical. And that's a shared understanding in science today, that by the time we say I'm mad or I'm sad, there's been something going on in our body for at least a couple of minutes. And the physiological foundation, which is an understanding, by the way, that most spiritual traditions share. That's one of the reasons why you have yoga and why you have Tai Chi. People have understood for a very long time that the coherence or the health of the physical system is critical to the emotional system and the intellectual system. These are all built on the physical, right? So there's the physical body, there's the emotional state, there's the thought or intellectual state. They all build on each other, but in many ways, the physical state is critical. So we have to cultivate our ability to allow our emotion, which is really our physical system, to do what it does. The kind of general rule of thumb is that the physiological base of an emotion or phenomenon that gives rise to a feeling lasts no more than 1 or 2 minutes, sometimes literally seconds. That tightness in the stomach or the muscle in the neck, right? But then the thoughts and feelings start to go. Oh my God, you're mad and you're upset. Oh, the world's falling apart. This is not your body. This is your mind, right? You know, the so-and-so are taking over. They're ruining my country. They're destroying nature. These are thoughts. They keep going. So that's an example of the type, you might say, personal cultivation that's really important, which is we have to get better and better at letting our feelings, not our emotion at the physiological level, because that to some degree is out of our control. Not entirely, but to a higher degree. What's much more in our control is all the thoughts that go after it. So this person did something that really upset me. Okay. But I stay upset for the next 3 days. That's under your control. See? So learning how to let those waves of emotion and feeling and they create their own physical reality. The spiritual traditions are very rich in this kind of teaching because you kind of understand it almost whatever it is a legitimate spiritual cultivation path, that thoughts and feelings are just phenomena. They come, they go. And we keep them around a long time often. See, it's not the thought and feeling, it's that I get attached to it, right? Damn him. That anger becomes something that now I'm reinforcing with my thoughts. So that's where the cultivation traditions are really important, because to allow us to create space, the simplest image I've ever heard on this is basically the cultivation traditions create a larger and larger psychic space to hold our feelings and thoughts. So they don't control us much. They can kind of drift off. It won't happen immediately, but it's a big difference between happening in an hour versus happening in a month. I have a terrible month because I got upset at something, or a year, or a lifetime, or whatever. So that's one example.